child that take me to a simpler time when things weren't quite as wild. And one of those very special things that does it every time is a donut and a glass of milk. It makes me feel so fine. Everybody loves donuts. Lord knows I do. Everybody loves donuts. So let's eat just one or two. Everybody loves donuts.
You know what, guys? I think I missed that intro song. That was just like, who the hell are you people? Who are you people?
Penis.
I don't know who you people. Where's Ryan? Ryan, Marcus, where's Ryan?
Stan.
He's all the way up in
Stan.
Ryan, he's gone. He's no longer with us.
Arlene is the only person who has to deal with us, and she just listens and just observes our antique moments with each other.
Okay, so we finally have a girl on the show regularly, hopefully in place of Casey.
Yay!
Yeah, that went so well last time.
And that one day when Divine came.
Tiggle bitties.
Tiggle, her biddies are pretty nice. I can confirm this. Anyway.
Stop making her appealing, I told you.
What?
I'm well.
What? She isn't, Marcus? What are you saying?
Oh my god.
No, because he kept, like, saying how she's freaking perfect, and I was like, wait, she does this and that? And I was like,
What kind of
He's lying.
ideas?
Everything he says is a lie.
So we have me, Will. We got Marcus. We got Eric. We got David. We got Arlene. And this is the Donut Shop motherfuckers. We are back. And we are not going to do the random freaking voting thing like last season.
trying to have a conversation.
Because that one... Also, you may notice...
Have a conversation.
There's no background noise anymore. Because we're not doing this in a school lunch yard. Because none of us are really in
Nah, we're
high
in college
school.
now.
Yeah. Except for me, because I'm late as some. Shut up! I had a troubled childhood. So,
Okay, are we actually starting? Because I can't even fucking
we
tell.
already started, you dumb shit.
Okay, well, I was making sure because honestly, this is how our regular conversations go with this shit.
It does.
God damn it.
It does.
Well, that's kind of the point of a podcast.
Yeah.
I know that, asshole, but what I'm saying is that I didn't hear a click. I didn't hear anything. I just heard him talking over a click. So, and I didn't hear, oh, we started.
This was the
It was
election.
nothing. I know, exactly. At least tell me for fuck's sake, because you're so
what's my
fucking loud.
motivation, huh?
I don't. Shut up, you fuck.
You know what, guys? This season is gonna be fun.
So, to begin, these guys
This is
have,
what
except David, have already seen Racist Mario. Soon, maybe after, or maybe even
That's
during
not
the
what
podcast,
we're talking about.
David must see Racist Mario.
Okay, yes, David must see Racist Mario. That is not for now, that is for the outtakes. Right now, we voted. We compiled a list, motherfucker, a list. A list of topics that we wanted to talk about. And the winning topic for this week is Twitch acquired by Amazon. What the fuck? When we all thought Google was gonna ruin the live streaming forever. What happened? Frank Eric.
Okay,
Said
so
something about this pre-show.
so what had apparently happened is that Google was going to buy Twitch, but they backed out because they apparently were violating some sort of antitrust laws, which basically say if you buy the company, you are therefore breaking competition, and we can't have that. So they backed out, so then they would not get in any sort of trouble or controversy of any sort. So then as soon as that happened, Amazon took the opportunity and they just instantly bought the company for, I think, over $900 million compared to Google's billion.
I think
For
I think Google offered the $900 million. Amazon
No,
paid
no.
more.
Google was a billion. It was Amazon that's over 900 million. And what now I see now the reason why why is it Amazon out of nowhere? It's because recently, I didn't know this, they've actually been making a game studio. They've already made a console in this matter. And this is honestly a huge play in their part, since they are now making a game studio for whatever their console is. I fucking forgot the name of it, but it's
The
fucking
Fire
small.
something. I think it was like the Fire.
The
Firebox
fire
or something.
phone.
No,
Yeah,
not the
it's-
Fire phone. It was.
That's the thing that popped in my head.
It was,
it's
something
it's
else.
just a
It was-
small box. That's all it is. It's just a small black
Yeah, it was
box.
famous for the controller. I remember that. It was a couple months back. I'll have a link to it down in the doobly-doo down below. But hold on, that was a reference to old YouTube. You know, I missed that shit.
Yeah, but it was really scary because Google was gonna fuck up Twitch, and Twitch was in a way starting to fuck over itself with this new user ID policy that they're doing, which has gotten apparently so bad that the people who actually made Twitch, their own streams are getting flagged. This is the people who made Twitch, by the way, and even they're getting flagged. That's how bad their new policy is, apparently. And apparently Google was going to fuck it up. Just imagine having to access Google, Twitch, by going to your Google Plus account first. Imagine how shitty that would have been. But that's
Actually,
not
you
the
were
case
right.
anymore.
According to
That's not
Business
the case
Insider, Amazon paid $970 million in cash for Twitch.
Yes. So, that's exactly what happened, and now it seems like Amazon may have a play in this, and in fact upgrades their arsenal even more when they start releasing games, when they release a new console, because the one that they have is still in development. So that's all I can say about it. That's all I can say. It's much better than Google.
Yeah, you mentioned the copywriting thing. I personally fell victim to that because I was streaming one time and I had Pandora playing in the background. And so I think I probably streamed for 5 hours that night. And the entire stream, no audio. Because I had Pandora playing in the background.
Yep, that's exactly how
I've
they're
heard
copying.
that supposedly, like, the system that they're using to, like, identify the music is what YouTube used to use. So that would probably make sense why it's kind of, like, buggy and kind of, not working.
YouTube still uses it to this day. But,
no, but, like, I've heard it's, like,
YouTube
what they
kinda
used to
has
use when
done
they
something.
started.
well, it's not an exact clone, but it's very much like what YouTube does use.
Yeah.
But still, like, that's ridiculous. I don't think I had my audio included. Eric, you good?
Yeah, nipple rubbing on phone again.
Fucking Eric. Your nipples want to talk to us, don't they?
Yes, they do. Imagine they had little mouths on them, and just imagine if you heard them.
No.
Oh my
please.
god.
David,
And
draw
you're
that.
like, yeah, what the fuck, man? Yeah.
This is genuinely awful. But yeah, so now that we've determined that the Amazon acquisition is good, there really are a lot more benefits than people are putting it past them. One of the things that a lot of people don't seem to be talking about is Amazon. I don't know if you guys know this, but they have a server infrastructure of basically data centers all across the country. I think some in the EU and some up in Canada. And what they can do is they can allow Twitch access to a certain number of those servers, which means that instead of the old way where Twitch had one big server farm here in Southern California, actually,
Yeah.
now they're going to be spread across the entire Amazon infrastructure. So that means that, number one, the lag that we used to know on the Twitch, where the streamer would say something on stream, and it would be like a minute until the person watching would hear that. That should be shortened a little bit. It should eventually be at least...
Depending on that person's connection, at least. Ugh.
You good?
I
Eric?
feel like I need to burp.
Mute your microphone.
Ugh, there we go.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay,
That
go
was
on.
nice. So yeah, a couple of the other things is, why does Amazon even want, like, you mentioned maybe it could be for their console, for their streaming device. I don't remember what it was called. I'll have to look.
I don't remember what it's called either, but the reason why I said it is because they have a gaming studio, and it definitely puts more utility within that gaming studio itself, because when they come out with, when the console's actually done, that's still in development now, just imagine if you get that console and you can instantly get onto Twitch. I mean, you can do that with the PS4 and possibly the Xbox One, because I've never tried that shit yet. But fuck, I lost my train of thought at that point.
It
right
was
there.
called the
Shit.
Fire TV. I remember that. Fire TV.
I knew it was Fire something. Not Fire Foam, Arlene.
Okay, I
But,
got it.
But
But
another thing is an idea that I mentioned in the pre-show is that, say you're watching a stream. You know, on Twitch you have to put in what game you're playing, or if you're not playing a game. Say underneath the video they have an ad for the game that you're playing. Maybe you get 5% off in that ad, and that's an offer code for it. Links you to Amazon. Amazon makes money on that all of a sudden. That could be another motivating factor, since I think they do it so that you buy a game on Amazon, you get like a Steam gift code, and you go redeem that. That could be really cool. Or especially if streamers...
Or maybe not even Steam, maybe like some proprietary service that they would provide themselves.
yeah.
Well, right
It's
now
definitely for
right
them,
now
it's
they
not for
use
Steam.
No, when you buy the game, they give you a Steam code usually, or an Origin code. It's like if you go into Walmart and you buy a copy of a PC game, you get a Steam code usually. And or heaven forbid, games for Windows Live, which praise be to Gay Ben that they finally shut that hideous monstrosity down. That was disgusting. I don't know if you guys know, Fallout 3 on the PC originally needed games for Windows Live. And this was when it was shit. Like, we're talking worse than the SimCity DRM. I don't know if you guys remember when SimCity first launched, the always on thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's...
It was the same thing with Windows Live. Maybe not always on. Once you were connected and playing the game, it wouldn't shut you out of it. But you had to be connected to start playing the game. Early on, at least. Later on, I think they fixed it so, like, you kind of had a grace period, like with Steam. But still, like, that is annoying. Like, you pay for a game, you expect to be able to play it, you know?
Yeah, I remember Diablo 3 having a similar problem.
Which, it makes sense for Diablo 3, because that's an online game, mostly. Although you can
yeah,
play
but
it
even for
single
people who
player.
wanted to play it offline, they couldn't, because it was an always online thing.
But what was that you said? Like, what if Amazon makes their own gaming client? That could be huge. Like, if there was a company that could pull that off.
That wouldn't be that far off, because Amazon earlier this year they bought Comixology, which is like a really popular app for buying digital comics. They bought it for I'm not sure how much, but like later after they bought it, they announced that they themselves were gonna like publish their own comics. So I could see how they would do the same thing with the Twitch and the gaming console.
And
Or
now
in
they're
fact,
gonna publish
gaming
their own
overall.
games.
Yeah.
And next to that, haven't they made their own TV now, since with Fire TV?
Yeah,
that's
it's like a UI. It goes hand in hand with Amazon Prime. I don't know if you know what Amazon Prime is, but like, it's like
I know what it
Netflix. If you have it, you not only get the...
I know what it is.
Not just for you, for the listeners. But, which who doesn't know what it is by now, but basically you get access to a certain portion of Amazon's movies that you can live stream like Netflix. But yeah, that's awesome. Like, or what if, you know what, Steam in-home streaming is?
Yeah.
Like, what if you could do that to your Fire TV?
That's
That would be
probably what it's
awesome.
going to be.
That would be awesome. Like, I don't know if Valve would support it, or like they would make their own client and then that would support it, but that would be epic. since I think the Fire TV costs like $100 or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly the price line, but for that much, and you get like a thing that you can use to stream to your TV, that's epic. It costs $100 for the console and $40 for the controller. That would be awesome. What was that? You guys good?
Although
Eric is
there's a related point I want to make.
Eric is currently guzzling cum, so you know. David, you were saying?
Well, it's kind of funny because I have never used Amazon for anything, like
Really?
ever. Yeah,
Bought anything on Amazon?
and to everyone else, that's the weirdest thing that they've ever heard.
It's not weird. It's just kind of like, you know, even
It's very common for people to buy stuff.
You're not
From
alone,
Amazon.
David, because I've
Yeah.
never used it either. In fact, recently I'm only gonna
Uh,
do it once because I'm gonna buy an SSHD from them, but that's it.
in that case, I recommend Micro Center or Newegg. They have pretty good prices too for electronics. But like that's weird because like everyone buys things online, and like from time to time, Amazon does have the best price. That's you guys like. I mean,
I mean,
guess-
my family uses Amazon. I just personally don't use it.
Oh, I see.
I almost always buy just books on Amazon.
Yeah,
I don't really.
no.
Yeah.
She buys like a metric fuck ton of books every
I do
freaking
not.
week. Yes, you do.
Yeah, right. Every week.
Marcus?
I don't touch it. My sister does all
What the hell? What is he talking about?
Marcus is just a little quiet in the corner. It's like, you know, I use it all the time.
I'm sorry, were you all saying something? Were you trying to have a podcast?
Yeah. Who are you talking to? Oh gosh.
Oh, do you hear that, guys? He's worshipping my penis. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, well then.
Oh, I see. Your
Oh,
penis
this is
started a
true.
religion.
Use a condom, you know, just protection.
Marcus.
Don't get him pregnant. Don't. Just. We need Marcus to come into work, you know?
What is the fucking baby gonna come out of his belly button or his urethra? How the hell is that gonna work?
I don't know. Like, I assume the stork would be paying you a visit.
Flashbacks.
Gosh.
Insect climbing up that dude's urethra.
So all in all,
It's true. It happened. Look it up.
oh gosh.
Marcus, you're fucking cutting out.
You're too quiet.
I'm
Move
cutting
closer
out.
to the microphone. Anyways,
Okay, next topic.
so in addition to what we previously had, instead of just rumbling around for topics the entire episode like we used to do with freaking ADD-ridden madness, now we actually have a couple
Train.
of. Yes, we have trains. I'm sorry.
Thomas?
I live close to a train, and that's just
This
fucking
new season includes trains.
Instead of like the
Sponsored
random
by
announcements.
trains.
Instead of the random announcements on the intercom, we now have trains. Is that a good trade-off?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Choo choo, motherfucker. Choo choo. Anyway, so now that we've talked about Twitch buying Amazon, which I think everyone's got that out of their system.
Other way around. Other way around.
Amazon buying Twitch. I'm sorry. Thank you, train. And other than running dead on our topics, we're just gonna add a couple of topics to the end just to fill time. Just because these are gonna be random things that we all find just lying around the internet on the various Reddits and 4chans and whatever we visit. So for this week, I don't think anyone else got anything unless they have anything that they just want to throw in at the last minute.
Have you guys heard of that new? Well, it's not a game yet. It's like a demo or something. PT.
Oh shit! That fucking scared the fuck out of me.
The Silent Hill playable demo?
Silent
Yeah.
Hills.
Silent-
It's not. Well, let me get this straight. It's not entirely a demo yet. That's how early this thing is. It's not even an alpha. All it is just to show off the Fox engine. It's just to show off the atmosphere and the graphics and really what's to come of the game. But they themselves, Hideo Kojima, I believe, has said himself that the game is going to be completely different from what the PT is. So in that matter, what you see in PT, I was going to say PT, what you see in PT, what you see in PT may not even can't come out in the game. So that's all I can say, but it was scary as shit. It had a great atmosphere, confused the shit out of me, and at one point I rage quit because I could not figure out what the fuck to do. I'm fucking terrible at puzzles. I'm so bad. Let me tell you how bad I am with puzzles. Have you guys ever played God of War 3?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, there's this part where, spoiler alert for anybody who has not played the game, even though should have at least, there's a part where you kill Zeus's wife. What's her fucking name? It's been so long. Hera. You kill Hera, and you have to. But before you can do that, you have to get through this one part. You have to look into this gem, so then you can figure out where you're actually supposed to go. You have to switch in between it from what's really going on in the game to what you're looking at through the gem, through a different point of view with this statue. And it was really simple. It's exceptionally simple, and it took me 5 hours to beat that shit.
Are you kidding me?
I started around 3 something that day, and I think it finished it at 8 in the afternoon. 5 hours. It was so simple. All you have to do is that you have to go through this one path, fight some satyrs or satires, however the fuck you call them, satyrs, I think. And then after you fight them, satyrs, whatever, fuck you. You fight satyrs, and then afterwards you have to burn some leaves, then you go through a cutscene with Hera, and then after you kill Hera, then you go through some other shit, and all you have to do is just basically assemble these platforms and then go up these stairs that actually don't exist. You can only see them through the gem, and then afterwards you go through the entire platform. That's it. It took me 5 hours to beat that shit.
Wow.
And that's how bad I was when I was playing PT. It was after this part where it was after the fetus sink alien chicken baby talks to you, not talks to you, cries. It was after that, and then from there it was right before spoiler alert where a fridge is hanging. It was right before that, and I could not figure the fuck out what I was supposed to do. Then I found it out. You were supposed to have some cockroach was supposed to go through an eye, but I couldn't get to that part. I looked at everything. I stood there and I didn't even die. That's how bad I was. As soon as I went to that part, I didn't even die. I just couldn't figure the fuck out. I couldn't figure anything out. It sucked. It fucking sucked.
No, I know how to solve that puzzle. You're talking about the part where like the baby's in the fridge, whatever, hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, it's right before that. It's right before that.
Right before that?
Mm-hmm. It's right before that when the fridge is hanging. It's the part where you're supposed to solve the puzzle where the cockroach is supposed to go through the picture of the woman and the man. It's supposed to go through her eye. But I just could not figure that part out. I couldn't get it to do it.
Aren't you just supposed to press the use key or something? Like
I don't know.
Like press square or whatever?
I don't know. There's nothing you can do. You just have to look at stuff. And I couldn't figure it out, so I did everything.
Is it available on everything?
No, only PS4. It's a PS4
it's only
exclusive.
on PS4.
Oh, fuck that.
And at least the demo is. I'm not sure if the game
has Silent Hill always been PlayStation exclusive? It has, hasn't it?
I believe so. Except the past 2-3 games which came out on the Wii.
Yeah, there was. Shattered Memories was on the Wii. That was a Wii exclusive. But
God damn you exclusives!
What I found most interesting about this PT thing was that they decided to put it in a first-person perspective, because Silent Hill is traditionally in third person.
Could change, because again, it's not. This is totally different idea. And next to that, they put fucking Norman Reedus in that bitch. Oh shit, dude, he's gonna be a fucking great character. He really is. He's just a great actor overall. Oh.
I don't understand though why they decided to model his character like have it like look like him. I don't
I think it just
understand.
might be appeal, just so people are like, oh look, that's Norman Reedus. I should play him.
I mean,
That
his
too.
fan base around him is pretty crazy.
It is,
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, his pictures from behind set are pretty fucking hilarious.
dude. You know,
anyway.
there's this couple of gifs that I seen before we go forward. There's this couple of gifs that I seen where I think it was Norman Reedus, and he was at a panel of some sort, the Walking Dead panel, and he was there, and the guy who plays Rick, Andrew Lincoln, he was there too, and he was saying something about how they get into a conversation, and how he'll say, I love you, and then Andrew says, fuck you, and then he says, love you too.
Oh, wow.
So they kind of have
Crazy.
a romance.
The Walking Dead is just, wow. Okay, so moving on. Secondary topics. Here's one that I found on Reddit /r/news. A woman goes in to get her license renewed. She goes to take a picture. She goes up to the woman who was behind the camera. She asks, "Can I put on my religious headwear?" The woman explains to her that, okay, but it cannot darken or cover your face in any way, and it cannot have any logo or writing on it. She walks back out to her car, comes back in with it, proceeds to put a spaghetti strainer on her head, and claims it as religious headwear. She took the picture, and it's on her license. There'll be a link to this in the description. She's not a crazy old woman or anything. She's relatively young. She's kind of pretty. And, like, I just can't stop thinking how crazy she must be. But if you go and watch the video, it makes sense. The way she explains it is she's a Pastafarian. If you don't know what that is, it's people who worship the flying spaghetti monster.
Yes.
And the way that this story came along, she explains it in
Oh,
the video.
hail the flying spaghetti monster.
There was a school teacher in Kansas who was against teaching creationism in schools. And so to explain to the school board the ludicrousy of teaching creationism, he came up with the idea of a flying spaghetti monster. A monster that no one could see, but when you die, you see this monster. And they said, it sounds crazy. And then he's like, well, yeah, so does the idea of a god. And so he kind of won out on that. And I think Pastafarian is now a recognized religion.
It is. It started out as a joke.
Yeah, a lot of atheists joined the movement as sort of like a loophole in the system. And it is an official religion. If you try to do this with your own license or ID picture, it works. You can do it. Enough said. I think in the video she does say she's from Oklahoma, which, I mean, not to be, prejudiced or anything, but to those of us on the West Coast and from New England, we kind of look at the rest of the country as a little backwater, a little behind the times, a little bit in, not necessarily that they're overly religious, but that they're not as open-minded. And it's kind of just reinforcing that statement. But it is a good sign that, change is coming to anyone who's, not the normal 70% of America Christian. But, yeah. Moving on to the news. Who here knows who Elon Musk is?
I have no idea who that is.
So Elon Musk, he is a famous entrepreneur. He owns two very well-known companies, a bunch of other ones, but two well-known ones. Tesla Motor
Does he
Company.
have a swimming pool in his swimming pool?
Yes, he does. Random reference to SpongeBob. He owns two companies, SpaceX, which they do a lot of contracts with countries, hauling cargo to and from And eventually, I think next year they're going to be hauling people to and from the International Space Station. He also owns Tesla motor vehicles. If you don't know, these are very, very nice electric.
Yeah, those things are badass. They
I
look
actually
badass. And
saw
Tesla,
one last week.
Really?
Tesla
Yeah,
Motors
because
is fucking
remember I
amazing.
told you I went to Santa Monica last week?
Yeah.
And if you walk on the promenade, there's like, I guess it's a Tesla store. And they have like the car right there. And
A
I
dealership.
thought that was pretty cool.
So this is a well-known thing about Tesla. They do their own dealerships. They don't contract out and hire other people to do their dealerships, which this was actually an issue with a lot of companies. But basically, what Tesla is going to be doing is in these cars, they use lithium-ion batteries. Now, lithium-ion batteries are very dense in energy that they store per their weight and per their size. So, but they're also very expensive. So his goal, at least he stated in the past that his goal, was to double the world's output of lithium-ion cells with one factory called the Giga factory. So now it appears to be actually happening. He put forward Tesla Motors, as well as their partner with Panasonic, I believe, $5 billion. That's wow.
Yeah,
Like-
and he did something really amazing several months ago. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know what patents are, so then you could protect your property as to whether it's, let's say, David's cartoons or my music in, let's say, an album, or
Actually-
even a company's product. And what Tesla recently did is they said, you know what? Instead of somebody wanting to take our patents and of us just wasting money on lawsuits for those patents, instead, why don't we just explore and release those patents and let any other car company use those patents? So now they can actually make our cars, or in a way, a similar car, just in their name. And it actually worked, because I believe Chevron or Chevrolet, one of the two, took it, and Nissan took it. And they're all completely happy because they want to revolutionize making electric cars, because as everybody thinks, electric cars are just weenie. They have that weird little honk, like as their horn.
Okay, sorry.
And yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you or Marcus were going to do that. I know the two of you so well. And
They did actually. They kept the
I love
patent.
Marcus's role in this podcast. He doesn't say anything until he's mentioned. He's like Captain Planet. He's just only needed when he's gone.
sometimes Captain Obvious too, Captain
Oh, God.
Planet Obvious. So,
But I believe
they
they did keep the patent on their batteries, which is one of the reasons why they're actually having difficulty duplicating or replicating the manufacturing process. But go on.
But that's basically it. They released their patents of their car, and from now these two companies and possibly more have been exploring and starting to make new cars and want to decrease the amount of emissions that go into our atmosphere. So it's pretty interesting shit about what this company does. I mean, you don't see any company doing this because they don't want to. So that's all I can say. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. A couple more factors about it, and I find this genuinely amazing. At the Gigafactory, the minimum wage for all workers, you guys are gonna shit bricks, so fucking sit down. $25 an hour, minimum.
Good.
Minimum, full benefits. Can you believe that is incredible?
Yeah, that's
Like
good.
the shitty janitor job, $25 an hour. That's amazing.
Yep.
And the way that this is affecting employment, it's going to be built in Nevada, by the way. The way it's affecting employment in Nevada, it will increase the entire state's employment rate of the entire state, a whole fucking state, 2% not a fraction of a percent, 2% with one factory. Holy
Wow.
shit. Imagine if Obama came out tomorrow and said he dropped unemployment by 2%. That'd be incredible.
So-
In addition, they're also donating $40 million to education as part of the deal that they made with the Nevada state government. And apparently they were also exploring options in California, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, but the state governments of all those states turned them down. Like, I don't see why. Exactly. It's just...
Well, sometimes these, it depends, well, how to say it, so then you guys can understand. I believe they wanted to do New Jersey, but the Republicans there don't want them to do so because they get paid by the other car companies that want less competition because of Tesla. Tesla is, as you can see with their minimum wage, obviously, or like Costco or even In-N-Out, where they pay you pretty good money compared to minimum wage at other places. They pay those politicians through lobbying, so then those politicians basically get to do what they say. And I could give you tons of examples of how that actually works. But just to go make a summary due to time, they get paid by these car companies, such as the ones that haven't taken Tesla's, such as the companies that haven't taken Tesla's patents, because they don't want them there. They don't want their competition. They don't want their basically chain of duty to be destroyed. So that's why
competitive
companies,
behavior, yeah.
because
Another reason
they
I
want
could see in
all that.
California, at least, is power. I don't know how much. I think in the past, Elon Musk has said he wants this factory to be self-sufficient, so it's not going to take any power from neighboring places. In fact, it'll actually output power. It'll be generating so much, green energy, I think was the name of the game. But in California, I could understand that. Even in building it, we're actually having brownouts like you wouldn't believe. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed. I think a couple weeks ago, like in one day, the power went out in all of Riverside like twice. For I think it was 15 minutes each. I think I was talking to Arlene about this before. Anyways, moving on in the doc. Porn is going to be helping support net neutrality.
Finally.
Good.
If you don't know what net neutrality is, it basically means that your ISP, when they sell you 40 megabits per second, they have to give you 40 megabits per second. They can't say 40 megabits per second to Facebook and 5 megabits per second to Netflix. They can't do that. That's what being neutral is about. They want to be able to do that. So what the owners of Pornhub and Redtube are doing is they're joining this coalition of Pornhub, Redtube, Reddit, Mozilla, and Etsy, and a couple of bigger names have expressed interest in it. But on September 10th, 2014, they are going to be adding a widget. And this widget is going to be a pop-up to you. And basically, it's going to tell you that if these net neutrality laws pass in the U.S. that are going through Congress right now as we speak, if they pass, then this webpage will still be loading for another 30 seconds. This webpage will still be loading for another minute. Whereas right now, you have it right now because net neutrality is not in effect. That, I think, is just amazing. The power of all of these companies that come together. If you remember a while ago, there was the censorship issue with the internet blackout. I think it was in 2013, 2012. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
When Google had the black logo. It was not a good thing. I think it was Peepa or Cispa. I don't remember which one. Crazy.
I think
Anyways.
Wikipedia that day wasn't even working, was it?
No, was it?
Yeah, because I remember it's if you went on Wikipedia, it'd be an observance of,
you're right.
fighting against
They took down the entire service.
Yeah, so for that day you couldn't access Wikipedia.
That's a dog. Last topic on the doc before we end the show. Been going for about 40 minutes now. Holy crap. A man was sent to prison for calling his girlfriend 22,000 times.
Jesus.
Goddamn.
Motherfucker, let her go.
Did it say
know.
what was the period? Over a week or over how long?
Apparently they broke up in 2011.
wow.
And this was just recently he was arrested. So over a period of about 3 years, he's a 33-year-old man. The exact number was 21,807 text messages and calls, so not entirely calls. And apparently what he wanted was payment for working on her apartment or a thank you from her. So, he was ordered to undergo, oh my gosh, you'll understand this in the bloopers, psychological evaluation. Not ejaculation, Arlene. Not psychological ejaculation. And pay $13,000 in fines. That's just... I mean, let
Well,
go
who is
of
he
her.
paying those fines to?
I mean, the psychological ejaculation is already on its own. Come on, dude.
I think he's
fine on its own.
I think he's paying the fines to... I think it's the state government. I don't know. It maybe it could be to her for like phone service used.
Yeah.
It could be, but if I think in the article mentioned it for a while they were in the EU in France, and I think now they're currently living in the US of A. So I don't know how that would translate, if certain charges would still be applicable. But still, holy crap, stalker status, man.
By the way, just to
Yeah,
kind
right,
of
you
go
think
back
like
several
after the
topics.
first 1,000 they would stop.
Just to kind of go back to the last topic, remember when you were saying something about the DMV woman who was a Pastafarian? Around this year or last year, there was an actual man who was voted into a New York council who was a Pastafarian. He's the very first Pastafarian politician who was voted into any government. And it was pretty funny when he took his photo, because every politician takes a photo next to the U.S. flag. He had his spaghetti strainer in the photo. It's the funniest shit. So
That is
obviously
wonderful.
It's obvious he's just doing it for shits and giggles.
Under the spaghetti monster.
I love that. All hail
Wouldn't
the
it be-
flying spaghetti monster.
Wouldn't it be all? Wait.
Hello,
I don't
Barack
know.
Obama. How are you?
I'm confused.
Because Barack Obama stutters.
We need to get.
Don't get it twisted. We'll see how pretty your face is after my fist is kissed it. I love you if you get that reference. But anyways,
Yeah.
thank you guys. I think that's everything. Anything else you guys want to add?
Penis.
And that concludes episode 1, season 2 of the Donut Shop. Thank you for listening.
Give me crullers and vanities, comforts and fritters and long johns, please. Don't hold back on those bed claws now. I need me some yum-yums and some cream-filled round. You wanna get fancy, I'm right there with you. Let's get some fast knocks and some croquet and butcher.